Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com. It is April 30th, 2012, Monday. And I know a lot of you that have watched the last couple videos that I have done about the mass arrests that are scheduled to take place are in disbelief, that you don't believe it's possible that these bad guys are going to always win because they always have. But I know it's a tough one. I myself am a little bit skeptical, but I do have faith that this is going to happen. So it has been put out a timeline as to exactly when this is going to happen. And so, basically you asked for it and you got it. A lot of people were asking for this in the comment section on my YouTube channel. They're like, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe it. Most of the people were very positive and upbeat, and I thank you for your comments. But the other few people that weren't necessarily negative, you just didn't believe it. You were just, kind of stuck in the old ways, I guess, thinking that it's not possible. And I understand that feeling, a feeling of frustration. But, you got to have a little faith here, folks. Just because you don't hear it on the mainstream media does not mean it's not happening. There is evidence out there saying that it's happening. But here is your timeline. And by the way, this post is on my site. When you go to the YouTube channel, if you just click on the more information or whatever right below the video at YouTube, you will see the link to this post, so you can go here and read the full post. So they have a timeline set up for mid-spring. To me, that tells me this coming month of May, because that's about as far as we can get mid-spring. And so sometime in May, I think that this is going to happen. It's going to start. I don't know about the UFO disclosure. This stuff can be delayed, okay? But I think we're going to start seeing the arrest. Certainly. So I do think that we're going to start seeing the arrest. Now, this timeline, I do not believe is from Drake. Okay, this is from the source down here says the Herald. So, and it was I found this off Sheldon Neidl, I guess is how it's pronounced. And it's from the techherald.com. Now, I never could find it on the techherald.com, so I just took the images here from this site. And this is actually from Calapele, the guy, the Hawaiian guy. I can't pronounce his name. His site. So, anyway, sorry. I'm rambling here. So anyway, I am really looking forward to it. I know it's going to be a while before we see these big name gangsters like Henry Kissenger, George Soros, George Bush, David Rockefeller, the Pope, the Queen, all these reptilian snakehead gangsters before they're arrested. I think we'll probably more likely see people, lower ranking ones like Lloyd, Blankfein, and Jamie Dimon, and some of these banksters will probably be arrested first. But it's coming. I do believe it's coming. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in the summer and in the rest of the 2012. So this is the year. You have to understand, no matter what you may think that this is impossible, you have to look at it like this. The Mayan calendar has been accurate, according to various scientists, has been accurate within a day, within one day. On any given thing that they have charted, because they use star charts. And this thing was written, I don't know how many thousands of years ago. I haven't even looked, but I know it was many, many thousands of years ago. So this year is a very, very important year. They clearly state it's the end of one time, the beginning of another. And I certainly believe it's the end of the reign of power for the Illuminati. If there's ever a year for this to happen, it's going to be this year. Even Lindsey Williams quoted that himself. He quoted that he believed, not what his sources told him, but that he believed that it was the end of the New World Order. Now, he doesn't say the word Illuminati, but it's the same thing. The gangsters, the thugs. He calls them the elites. I call them the pigs. So, whatever. But So this is scheduled to happen, and we're just going to have to sit back and wait and see. I know you naysayers don't think that this is going to happen, but we're going to wait and see. So anyway, I wrote about that. You just have to go to the Post to look at it and see. There is also, okay, this is just a nice little graphics here I did with a nice evil Bush, George H. Bush, and I wanted to get to the stock market part. That's what I wanted to get. I was getting a little sidetracked. Looking at ritual dates, we have the Legatus pilgrimage coming up this week, May the 2nd. I'm sorry. It is April 30th today through May the 2nd. So we have that coming up this week. No, it's not. May the 2nd through the 4th. I got it wrong. Okay, right there it is. May the 2nd through the 4th. I was thinking of last year or something like that, I believe. So May 2nd through the 4th, we have the Legatus meeting coming up. That's going into this Friday. Now, one of the things I noticed from last year that fooled me was that during the one in October, here's what they did. They went and I got it wrong. I remember it quite well. It was in October of last year, and this was where we made a big run up. And right here, this date right here, the 24th, was the end of the Legatus pilgrimage. We had a little sell-off the next day on the 25th, and then the 26th, and then we all got fooled with this big run-up. Now, what this was during this meeting from last year, this was when they were talking about the Euro bailout, and it was scheduled to be announced on the 24th, the Sunday that the Legatus pilgrimage ended. Then they delayed it and pushed it out till Thursday. And what happened on Thursday? We seen our high, and that was the high of the Legatus pilgrimage. So it was delayed by 4 days. That means this coming May the 7th, Monday, we got to keep an eye on this. This may or may not be the high. We're not sure. They could push it out a few days and trick us like they did here, so we don't know. But this did mark the high of a pretty significant sell-off down to here. It wasn't the final sell-off, but it was a big turning point. I think this one coming up, this Legatus pilgrimage turn up, is going to be a bigger turn. I think it might go down like this, but the up move when it goes to here, I think after that it's going to turn and go back down. I don't think there's going to be none of this crap. I don't see that. So what I'm seeing here is very possibly after starting around May the 7th, a week after the Legatus pilgrimage, we might see a move down similar to this. And then maybe a chop back up, and then sometime in June, we could see the high put in the market. It could be a higher high or a slightly lower high. So it could be something like this, or it could be a little bit higher. I don't know. And I say that because of the Bilderberg meeting is May the 31st through June the 3rd. Now, the most ritual day, I sit here and try to figure this out. The most ritual day that marks an 11 date is June the 11th. We had 9/11 in 2001. We had 3/11 when Bush and Rockefeller attacked Japan with their HARP and their planted nuclear bomb along the fault lines. And so what's left is 6/11. 6/11, when you add the numbers all up, you also end up with 22, I believe, which is also an 11. That's when you add up 6, 0, 6, and 1, 1. That's 8. No, I'm sorry, you don't add that up right. Anyway, you just read the post here. I'm losing track here. I got 1,000 things I'm trying to do today. And I wrote this post yesterday. I didn't have time to do the video. It was late at night. It took me all day. It was 1 o'clock in the morning before I was finished. So anyway, one of the things I did want to point out here, I'll just let you read the post, is also this clock. I know we've talked about this many times in the past, but it clearly says 6/11. So I think there's the highest possibility of this significant sell-off. In other words, I think we're going to start down in May, recover some into June, and either put in a slightly lower high or slightly higher high, then fall off a cliff. And I think the most likely date Most likely date is 6/11. There's also 6/22 and 6/29 as likely dates. So these are the ritual dates that we got to look for. I do not think they're going to set off a nuclear bomb, though. I don't think they're going to succeed at that. I know that there's been rumors out on the internet stating that they're going to set off a nuclear bomb in the July London Olympics. I don't think that's going to happen. It's just not going to happen. But this does not mean that the derivatives market doesn't start to fall apart after 6/11, and the market starts selling off hard and then crashing into to July. Remember, Lindsey Williams stated that there'll be no crash in March, no crash in April, no crash in May, or no crash in June. That does not mean it cannot start, because when he says a crash, he means the crash of all crashes, the 1929 style crash. He doesn't mean a sell-off like this. This is not a crash, okay? This is just a sell-off. That's why I'm saying it can start during this time period. But it does not necessarily mean a crash. So we're trying to catch the start of it and just hold on while it crashes. There's the idea of where the low could be. I went back and found this old fake print. I believe Anna gave me this fake print, and it's one of the dollar. And it would obviously show you where we could possibly be headed on the dollar, all the way up to 86.47 if this is, and this is all the way back from 04/27/2011. Some of these old fake prints, they put them out here at least a year in advance, I believe, telling people what they're planning on doing. So as these mass arrests start to happen, it's going to be a tough game here, because these gangsters are literally like an animal trapped in a corner right now, and they're lashing out. And believe me, they are going to do everything they can to cause chaos on their way out. So they could very well have all of these things planned to do. So here's some evidence that was posted by Peaceful Warrior on the last post, the previous one prior to this, that talks about the mass arrest of Michael Herzog and Dr. Michael Herzog. So I wanted to post that up there because it was worth reposting. So some of the small time guys, we don't hear of these people, but they are out there getting these people arrested. So I think it's going to, it's coming. I do believe that it's coming. So I know all you guys are in disbelief, but you know, you have to wake up. Just because you don't see it on the mainstream media does not mean it's not true. Listen, the truth is on the internet. I know there's a lot of lies out there and misdirection and disinformation, but a lot of the stuff out there is true. Now, you're not hearing it on the mainstream media because they lie to you. They lie to you. So anyway, here is a possibility of what could happen. This was also posted on the previous post by a Peaceful Warrior, and I thought it was worth reposting. Only issue I have with this is that this intel comes from sources deep inside the occult economy. That almost sounds like this is their plan to what's going to happen, and that they are going to bring on their new financial system and chip us all. So I don't know. It sounds iffy. I don't know. We'll have to see. This could be a possibility. I mean, this is actually, everything in here that's said is actually good stuff, that we're going to have a true financial system that's backed by gold and stuff like that. But I mean, the gangsters want this too. That's why they want to take the market up to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 an ounce on gold, so that they can back it by gold and stuff. So this is an iffy. This did not come from Drake, as far as I know. It come from a source deep inside the occult economy, and you can find it posted by Cobra, and you can click on this link right here, and it'll go right to his site where that's posted. So I don't know. I'm hopeful that the good guys, the White Dragon Society, and that this all comes out properly, and that everything works out. One of the other things I wanted to point out here was the Dow has already broken the new highs, and I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to do this quickly, and you'll see if we go right here to the 5-year chart. Let's see. Okay, right here it is. You can see right here, that's the chart. The Dow's already broken it, so I do believe that we're going up higher. Daggone it, I'm running out of time. Alright, well that's it. I'll post another video as soon as I can about the technical stuff. See you everyone.